Teens, social media, and technology. Now, how do we build a world with a lot of distractions stemming from the need to belong? Let's go through a very deep dive on some key issues. This is Mfontoh-nomics, where life is real. Stay tuned. Welcome to Mfontoh-nomics, and today I will be taking you into the world of acceptance. A couple of videos ago, I actually spoke about the new currency of the world, which is attention. And when you have attention, the next thing which comes or which attentions give birth to is acceptance. A lot of things do happen around us which we do find it very normal, though abnormal, and we can't accept that to happen. Why? Because it actually brings down a drain in the morale, a drain in the mental state and the mental health of the Gen Zs. And it all stems down to acceptance. I would like to go back into a story which was shared to me by a friend, and that was back in school. I actually bumped into him, I think 2 years ago, and we were talking, and he said, "Hey, Bless, do you know what? Can you remember back in school when I threw my bread?" I asked him, "Threw your bread? What do you mean by throwing your bread?" Now, this guy, a very good friend of mine and a brother, he was in class. By then, we're in upstate. You know how things do go. If you've ever had the opportunity to hear about the stories of boarding schools like Pierce's Manco and Sequoia, you hear the story of robbing. So, what happened was, this friend of mine actually walked with a loaf of bread in class, and a lot of guys were like, wow, they were jeering at him. Everybody was laughing. How could you walk with a loaf of bread in class? It was his first time coming to school, and that kind of school, and he didn't know how things used to go about that. So he had a different perspective of how boarding school life it was all about by then. So he moved with that bread, and it was a kind of clouded, mixed feelings for him, with everybody laughing at him. He did something which normally he will regret for the rest of his life. He threw the bread, yielding to those who laughed at him. Fast forward 15 years later, when I met him, as we're talking, he told me the worst mistake of his life was that he threw the bread. And a lot of us today actually throw our bread. A lot of us today actually have the only opportunity we hold, and we throw our bread. And why do we throw that bread? Because we want acceptance. Why do we want acceptance? Acceptance from a world who doesn't even give us what we want or what we deserve. A lot of us go through life, especially the Gen Zs, actually throwing the little loaves of bread which we could consider as seeds that could be able to make our lives better, just because we want to belong, just because we want to be accepted, just because we want to feel like we are valued, just because we want to feel like we are loved. On the contrary, that's the wrong way to see things, because life is firstly to live passionately. And passionately means you actually believe in yourself and believe in your values, and you can be able to hold and accept yourself first for who you are before you want to be able to put yourself out there for the world to tell you what they want you to be. This event is a replica of so many events that are happening in our world around today. We have many young people who want to feel like they are accepted. And that's because the world has become a global village where influence and attention has been sought rather than value and productivity. I came across a lady one day by the taxi, and I saw her holding a bunch of newspapers. So I love reading newspapers. So I definitely said, "Hey, how much do you sell one newspaper?" She told me it's not for sale. So I was thinking, if it's not for sale, what else? So I asked her, "What is it? What's the purpose of it then?" She told me she wants to do a TikTok video. to a TikTok video with bunches of newspapers? She said no, she wants to wear the newspapers because that's what is on or in trend. Guys, I would like to say this, and I really want this to resound in your ears as much as possible, and to the people you care about, let this go as far as it can go. Most of the things that we call trending are not the things that are valuable for us. As a matter of fact, a lot of young people feel that when they are not trending, they are ending. So it's a very, very difficult road and pill for us to swallow. And let us be able to overcome the world of acceptance by overcoming ourselves, by understanding ourselves, by spending time with ourselves to know who we really are. And let's know that the bread we have in hand, no matter the 1,000 faces that stand in front of us, we shouldn't throw that bread, because what we have in hand is what is going to give us the upper hand tomorrow. So let us not run the race of acceptance, because sometimes we may be running without shoes, whereas every other person is running with boots. Let us not run the race with acceptance, because sometimes we never know what is on the other end of the tunnel. Let us be easy with life. Let us live life passionately. Let us be able to love. Let us be able to learn, and let us be able to be free. Be free by accepting ourselves for what we are, by accepting our standards, by not wanting to belong, because it's a cause of depression, mental health, depression in all its forms, and you can't live as a human being like that. So today, we've gotten into the world of acceptance, and the key I want us to bring out is that let us accept ourselves for who we are, let us love ourselves for who we are, and above all, let us not yield to what the world wants to define us or wants to make us to be. This is Mfontoh-nomics, where life is real, where life happens. Stay tuned for more videos.